Alright guys, coming out with the second video in one night. Same with the Under Armour shirt. See? Under Armour. And then, alright, so this video is actually going to be a little controversial, if you will, because it's coming from an 8th grader, you know? So, the video is a top 10 tips for a freshman. Okay, number 1 tip. Don't wear shirts like these. Don't wear shirts like these. Look, this one has the Tracy Police on it. Some people may not agree with that, you know what I mean? And then on the back, it says Donut Dash. You don't want to let people know about your eating insecurities, so you don't want them to know that you run just to eat donuts sometimes. So don't want to wear shirts like these. And there's sponsors on them, so if you get filmed with this on you, you might get sued for having those sponsors on your back. Okay, the next one, just give me a second. So basically, I have a Rubik's Cube here, some high school tips. You need to learn how to solve this in order to potentially get into trigonometry, trig calculus, and then so what you do is you solve it and all that fun stuff, and you're like, boom, I'm in trig calculus now. So now that you're in trig calculus, you're a smart kid. Now all you have to do is good looks. Okay, so first, here, 1 second. I have to get something. Alright, so of course you've got to have your accessories for class. So the first thing we have here is the Jack the Skeleton beanie from Disneyland. I'm just gonna put it on to show you how good it looks on people. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Someone tied a knot in it. So yeah. As you can see, it's very stylish. And then we also have a hat if you just want to wear that instead of this beanie. So yeah. So see, look. And there's like many different hat styles. My favorite hat style is specifically the to this side style. Your guys is left to my right. So yeah. So what's up? And then if you want to, you can do a trick by like flipping it off. I haven't mastered it yet, I'm sorry. By flipping it off, catching it, and then being like, what's up guys? My name is Jack, and I'm here as a new freshman. Alright. Next tip is you should always have sunscreen with you. This only applies for my certain skin color, white, because if you ever get sunburnt and during the school day, you won't have a fun time. You will be distracted from the pain rather than have a good learning experience. You know what I mean? All right. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is always wear socks. Don't not wear socks. People don't want to see your toes, okay? Your toes are not something that you want to be proud of. You want to be proud of covering your feet up with socks. Unless you're wearing Crocs, because that rhymes. Yeah, that's tip number 4. So going on to tip number 5, make sure you're always carrying a coaster in your backpack, because at some point you may have to, you know, there's some drinks that if you put it inside of the glass, if, you know, it becomes very, from perspiration science, it has water dripping down on the outside. So that's when a coaster comes in handy. And you're just, when your friends are like, hey, does anyone have a coaster? And you whip it out and you're like, ooh, I do. So yeah, that's why you need a coaster. I'm pretty sure that's tip number 5. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. So the next thing, just give me 1 second, please. All right, so this one is very important. So you want to be considered popular, correct? During your freshman year, you want to start off strong, so you should always have a champion fanny pack. So then you attach it right here, and you're like, "Sup, guys?" And then you're like, and then people are like, "Do you have your phone?" And then you're like, "Zip." Yes, I do. My phone's back there, but I didn't have time to give it out for this presentation. So yeah, that's tip number 6. And then the next tip is you always want to have a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card, because some points you may have to just get Buffalo Wild Wings because, I don't know, because you like Buffalo Wild Wings, so you should always have one of these. Very handy. Alright, next, you should always have a baby picture of yourself. Just in case you need a photo registration, you should always have a baby picture. So that comes very handy just in case you get caught for underage drinking. This is very helpful. You should always, also, this one isn't as big, but sometimes you need a drumstick. So, alright, I'll explain why. Because, you know those boring times in tests when you're done, and you just sit there like tapping your pencil like, what do I do, what do I do? Alright, now you have a drumstick, so you can annoy everyone in your class, and you can hit it as hard as you want on the desk, and you can even get detention. So that's really cool. That'll give you street rep, if you will, in your school and such. So yeah, you always want to have a drumstick and bring it to school. And the final, and potentially the most important thing, wait, let me go get it, because this one's really important. You should always have a measuring tape. You should always have a measuring tape. You should always have a measuring tape, because at some times you may have to measure stuff for science, you know? You could have a science project. You could have to measure an angle. So instead of a protractor, you just whip out your tape measure, and you're like, teacher, I don't need a protractor. I have a tape measure. So yeah, tape measures are very handy. Possibly the most handy thing for your first year in high school. So yeah, that was the video. Hopefully you guys are starting strong in freshmen from these tips. Thank you for watching.